Okay, if we're going to model this with a linear equation in slope-intercept form, we need to find the slope. So we really can talk about these points as being, this could be the x1 coordinate, the y1 coordinate. That's one point in x and y. We could also say this is x2 and this is y2, because why not? Now, if we are to do the slope formula, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit because it'll make it, I can write big and then it'll make it small. We're going to use those values of x and y. We're going to say m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, or y2, 2550, minus x1, minus y1, 850, over x2, 3, minus x1, 1. So then we get 2550 minus 850, 2550 minus 850, in case my calculations were being huge, we get 17 over 2, or 8.5, or 8.5. I'll call it 8.50 because we're eventually going to talk about what it stands for, and it stands for money. So we always take that to 2 decimal places for the U.S. system. Let me get that out of there. Okay. So, zooming out. We've got a slope of, oops, sorry about that. We've got a slope of 850. Okay? Now, if we want it in slope-intercept form, then what we can do is we can say, what we really can say, I'm going to do it in point slope form, and then I'm going to just convert it. So we can say y minus y1. This tool is a little tricky right now. Y minus y1 equals m parentheses x minus x1. And I'm going to use for that one, because we didn't need to use the point that we found the slope with, either one of those points. I'm going to use this one because it's whole numbers. So then we can say y minus the y coordinate, 51, equals m, the slope of 8.50, I don't know what's going on there, parentheses x minus the x coordinate, which is 6. And when I distribute that, I get y minus 51 equals 8.50x minus, and I need to do the math for 8.50 times negative 6. I'm going to really do it times 6, and I know the answer is going to be negative. So I'm going to zoom in here, and I'm going to do 8.50 times 6, 0. 30, carry the 3. 6 times 8 is 48. Plus 3 is 51. And we have in the answer, in the original problem, we have 2 digits that are behind a decimal. So in our answer, we'll have 2 digits behind the decimal as well, and we get 51. So when we zoom back out, knowing that we've got 51, we say, okay, minus 51. Well, notice there's minus 51 on both sides. So when we say plus 51, we get y equals 8.50x. Notice there's no constant. That actually means, and this isn't the type of problem that we're meaning to address, but this is a direct variation equation. You can see that if you put in 0 for x, 0 times 850 would give you 0 for y as well. This is a direct variation situation. Does that make sense? Sure it does. Look, this is time worked and wages earned. If you work 0 hours, you're going to earn $0. So 0, 0 is one of the points. So this is the equation that we wrote in, sorry, not that one, in point-slope form, and this is what it is in slope-intercept form, which is what they wanted us to do. And then tell what the slope and the y-intercept is and what it represents. So the slope is, we can say, and I'm going to type it, okay, just one second. Okay, so then answering what the slope and the y-intercept is, the slope represents the amount of money the worker earns for each hour of work. They earn $8.50 for each hour of work. And the y-intercept of 0 means that if the person works 0 hours, they will earn $0 in pay, because as you can see, it's invisible at the end, but if you did see it, you would see plus 0 there, meaning there's a 0 y-intercept, and you don't write the plus 0, just like you don't write a 1 in front of x if there's just one of them. Anyhow, that's how you do it. You can find the change in y over the change in x by picking any 2 points, data points in x and y, and using this slope formula to calculate the slope. Another way we could have done this is to plug in, we could have written y equals 8.50 x plus b, and then substituted in, let's say, 51 equals 8.50 times 6 plus b, using that same data point of 6, 51, and we would have been able to solve for b equals 0. But since this is a section where we're dealing with point-slope form, I wanted to do it in point-slope form and then convert it. So there you have it. Hope that helps.